Hey, Jessica, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Greetings from Toronto. First question, when are we getting your butt here?
I, you know, I know you might not believe this, but like after New York, Toronto is my second most favorite place to perform. I love the crowds there. I really, really do.
Why? What
Um,
what is it about us Canadians, us Torontonians that you love?
well, first of all, I feel like Canadians are in most parts of Canada are really like with it, like pretty
Yeah.
educated and
Yes.
don't get too sensitive at all. There's such good energy there when I do shows. And Toronto is like, I feel like it's a lot like my demographic.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
very similar to New York.
100%. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And listen, we've given you a lot of good comedy out of Canada. You can't deny that. That's for sure, right?
Yeah,
So,
that's
yeah, well,
true.
we love our comedy and we love you. And Jessica, this special is hilarious. I related to it on many levels. I got to tell you, it was just very, very funny. Before we get to that, though, I want to ask you, when did you know you were funny?
I realized I was funny at a very young age. I'm talking like kindergarten.
Okay,
I always used humor to deflate to deal with pain and sadness and boredom. I mean, everything.
sure.
My family's very funny. We laugh together constantly, and my parents are funny. And I realized that, being silly and making people laugh was very powerful, and it's a way to win people over. So I realized that at a really young age.
Yeah. And then, you get up that you decide, is it true that you were going to be a therapist? Because isn't your mom a therapist? So, like, how did you make this sway into stand-up comedy? Because I am sorry, but I really do think that stand-up is one of the most difficult jobs in the world. You have to have so much self-confidence to get up there in front of people. How do you do that?
Well, I went for a master's in social work and I studied and I was like, I can't do this. It's too hard for me. Like I just take on people's emotions. I don't
Sure.
know how my mom has done it for so long. My partner is a psychologist. So it's like I just couldn't do it, but I wanted to help people in a different way. And this is
Right.
the
Yeah.
same thing,
Yeah.
it is a hard job. And then I'll being comic, but then I'll meet people who are like working in an emergency room and I'm like, oh my God, this is
Yeah.
nothing.
Of
But it's
course.
not, it's a lot of times, just so you know, and the audience knows, it's the confidence isn't real a lot. Like, if I'm panicking, I still will look like I have it all together, right? Because I know I have to, or else it's not going to go well.
Yeah. And I wanted to, who are some of your comic, idols? Maybe, growing up or just even now, somebody you really look at for maybe advice, or I mean, I know Bill Burr and you are very close and he's produced your specials and things. So, and I think he's just hilarious. It took a while to kind of to admire Bill, I have to say,
Yeah.
because, and now I think he's hilarious. I love
Yeah.
it. But, who do you kind of turn to and go, their style, or maybe I don't like their style?
Well, first of all, my like influence, like it was Carol Burnett, it was
Uh,
Lucille Ball, it was Gilda Radner and the women on and the men on Saturday Night Live. I mean, there's Phyllis Diller, Joan Rivers, Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy back then. Um, but Bill is incredible because Bill and I are not close, but I've been performing with him for over 20 years. I started in New York, he started in Boston, and then moved to New York. But what he did was he saw me perform numerous times, and he thought I was incredible, and he literally has just helped me over and over and over again. He
yeah,
executive produced my first special. He's executive producing this special. He put me on his Netflix special.
yeah,
We have a television show deal together. So he just is that kind of person, which is very rare.
yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially in comedy, because it's kind of like every man for himself, and I
Yes,
get that.
yes.
Yeah, right. With this special, like I said, so hilarious. How long does it take you to kind of culminate all your material to have like an hour and a half kind of special? Because it's not like a musician where you can get up and sing the same song over and over
Right.
and get the greatest hits. How do you do
Right.
that?
Well, it's a great question because it is such a process. I
Yeah.
mean, like, I work with other comedians who can give me their point of view when I do jokes and stuff. And then we'll sit after the set. I tape myself and I'll listen to that. Or we'll
Yeah.
sit after the set and like my friend will go, well, when you did that joke, it might be better if you pause for a second before you say the punchline. Like it's such an art that I didn't realize in the beginning. It's fascinating.
Yes.
Also, you have to change the order a lot and tell one joke before another joke to make that joke work.
Sure.
It just takes a lot of time and work to make it good.
Yeah. And when you talk about family or anything, like, do they care or does that bother them? Or it's kind of like, whatever.
Well, I'm pretty protective
Yeah.
about my family and I'm pretty private.
Yeah.
I don't bust on past relationships, people I've been in relationships with. I make fun of my parents and my grandmother and stuff,
Who
but in a
doesn't
way,
though? We're Jewish. Come on,
exactly.
Jessica. Come on. That's fodder already for like great material.
Right. I mean, there's a lot of things I could say that would get huge laughs, and I would never do it
Yeah, I
but my
understand.
mom is hysterical. She's a therapist, and she's
Yeah.
like, can you not talk about this? Because I might have a client in the audience. I'm like, Mom, I'm in Norway. Like, you are not, none of your clients are in Norway. Trust me.
I do love the audience interaction because I love watching that kind of stuff. Because with that, obviously, very improvised. You never know where that's going to go.
Yeah, well, it's something I've become incredibly good at a long
Yeah.
time ago because it's not I'm going to give myself credit here. It's not easy to be good at that. You either are or you aren't. Like you can't learn how to be so on the spot. I just feel like I know people so well. I guess maybe from growing up with a therapist parent, being in therapy my whole life, like I can read people very well.
Yeah.
And I started hosting at a very early time in stand up. Joy Behar said to me like 20 years ago, you should host shows, you should be an MC because
Yes.
it'll help you get more comfortable on stage and also stuff happens all the time where you get heckled or something and you
Sure.
become more comfortable on how to deal with that.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Just to wrap it up, I understand that we're going to hear you on Mark Maron's WTF podcast. It is absolutely one of my favorite podcasts. I listen
Oh,
to it
good.
every week. I never miss him. I love Mark Maron. His new show, by the way, Stick. It's he's amazing on it. He's great. He always
He's amazing.
he's so self-deprecating, and I want to just because
I know.
he's so good. What I look forward to that podcast. I don't want to really give away anything, but what it was it like to sit there with Mark and kind of, chat with him?
Well, I love Mark because he and I are from the same thing. Like
Yeah,
we just relate, and you'll hear that on the podcast. We talk a lot about our history, and it's like, oh my God, me too. Oh my God, me too. Like just very familiar. I love his whole self-deprecating, like honest, real, like the way he speaks because it's so rare.
yeah,
It's so rare to hear that. And when I did the podcast, it was really interesting because you see like a whole different side of me, and I think a whole different side of him. We get very honest about our upbringing and what we went through, and we talk about comedy and we talk about being Jewish in a very funny way
yeah.
in the podcast. So it was my second time doing it, and it's hysterical. We sat in his garage.
Yeah, his garage. Yeah,
Right. And we're
yeah,
just in this room, just sitting across from each other at this little table, and there's just like stuff everywhere. And I'm like, this is hilarious. Like,
yeah.
yeah, it
I
was great.
cannot wait. I look forward to that. I'm sure it'll drop pretty soon, so I'm very excited. But anyway, so right now we have your great special to everyone to look forward here in Canada. We get it on Disney Plus, so we look forward to that. And what a pleasure to have the opportunity to talk to you today, Jessica. Really, honestly, and please come to Toronto because I will be there in the front, and I will allow you to make fun of me. So there you
Yeah,
go.
I won't, I only make fun of people that I know want to be there and want to be
Yes,
made fun of,
which
but
is appreciated. Yeah.
yeah, I'm there once or twice a year. I do just for laughs there a lot. Like I'll be there and I'll meet you and it'll be great.
I look forward to that. Thank you so much. And thank you again for your comedy and your wisdom and everything. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Have a great
Thank
day.
you. Thank you
Okay,
so
Jessica,
much.
take care. Bye bye.
Bye.